So moving ahead with the next session by Mr. Bhilwan Trishul, the Associate VP Sales of CloudThat on the topic creating the capability engine for India's next growth story. So he is the Associate VP of CloudThat Technologies and a member of leadership team driving B2B and B2C business growth, demand generation, strategic alliance and enterprise learning initiatives. He works closely with global capability centers, that is GCCs, large enterprise and MSMEs, helping organizations build future-ready capabilities through training in AI, cloud, data, cybersecurity and digital transformation. With a strategic approach to workforce development, he partners with organizations to bridge critical skill gaps and deliver measurable business impact through technology-led learning solutions. Can we have a huge round of applause for Trishul?
Very good morning, everyone. Hope I'm audible. So, how many of you truly believe that India has a potential to become world's #1 economy? Please raise your hand. Most of us. Wonderful. And whatever happens in this room is going to stay within the room. You can be as honest as you want. How many of you are actually satisfied with the training results that your L&D is being delivering? Please raise your hands. So there goes the answer. Not a single one is raising hand because there is a huge gap. So I have a decade and a half years of experience, close to 16. All my life I've been interacting with tech folks, the BU heads, the CXOs like yourself, as well as the L&D. So what you want, they understand half of it. By the time it reaches us, we understand half of that, right? When you get the content, you're like, find me another vendor. These guys are not even able to understand what I need because there is a huge gap. So that is where we come into picture. So I made the presentation less sales versus more some collective information where we learn from each other. So it's a 14-year-old organization. We have trained over 1.1 million professionals. We are training and consulting. My consulting team has delivered over 750 plus projects. We have 1,000 plus courses. We serve over 30 different countries. So you get the idea. So we are an authorized training partner, not a generic. Everybody has heard about Upgrads and Simply Learn, so they're not authorized. They're gray market, but we are authorized training partners of Microsoft, AWS, Google. We're the first training partner globally for NVIDIA, first training partner globally for OpenAI, and we're authorized training partner for HP Database, and the first for IIT Varanasi. So why IIT Varanasi? When we talk to L&Ds, they say we want to train 100 people on Copilot, for example, or DevSecOps. But one day prior, when we receive the list of participants, it's not 100, it is 30. And when we ask you to 100, why only 30? People are not that motivated, we have to send a lot of multiple follow-up emails, 30 only showed up. That is because the participants are not motivated to be a part of the training. I'm sure a lot of senior folks here would have nominated your folks. Can you please raise hands? All of your team members are actually eager to attend the training. So that is because they are not motivated. That is either for the project or for the client or the company as a mandate. That is the reason people are not motivated. So what we have done is, we are going to motivate the participant by giving them a post-completion certificate from IIT. How many of you in this room are an IIT alumni? Please raise your hand. That's very few. Now, by this particular certificate, each and every person who attends the training can gain access to the IIT certificate. Excuse me. So they are going to post it on their LinkedIn. So is that benefiting an individual or the company? Of course, it's benefiting the individual. So that is going to be a motivation factor for any candidate to be a part of the training program, because it's not benefiting the company, it's not benefiting the client, but it's benefiting his own profile or her own profile. So that is the reason we have collaborated with IIT. So in the last 9 years, our company has won 14 different awards. Believe me, it's very, very competitive. Microsoft or AWS or Google have thousands of partners like ourselves, and they have a lot of compliance to get nominated itself for the awards. Not to win an award, to get nominated, we have to have 4.75 rating out of 5, the customer satisfaction rating. So the training quality has to be top notch to get qualified. That is one among the KPI. There are a lot of other things. So last year we won 3 awards, one from Microsoft, one from AWS and one from Google, the only company in the globe to win all 3 awards. And I'm very proud of the team because we have about 130 trainers in our payroll and they're doing a fantastic job by delivering the top-notch quality, and we use only the authorized content, authorized lab and a certified instructor to deliver these. So now for the fun part. Like I said, whatever happens in the room is going to stay in the room, you can be very honest. So if your tech skilling strategy had a movie title, which one fits best? How many of you say it's Vision Impossible, finding cloud and AI ready talent feels like a battle every day? Please raise your hand. So all of your team has, cloud and AI talent. Nobody has having any scarcity in the talent or your organization. How many of you say it's fast and furious? Technology is evolving faster. It's very difficult. Okay. Your IT teams feel isolated with no structured skilling path. Any castaway in the room? We have a couple. Social network, you believe innovation starts with the right skill at the right time. Okay. So this is it's my phone, so I have to click a picture. Last year, Satya Nadella had visited India 4 times. And this is Puneet Chandor, who is the President and CEO for South India and Asia. If you look at this, he's talking about no longer just incredible India, but also credible India. He's mainly talking about 3 things: demand, supply, global impact. Look at the potential India as a country has. Everybody is talking about GCCs, and a lot of countries are investing because we have that capability and talent. 7,000 enterprises, 99,000 startups, and 100 unicorns and 60 GenAI startups. And this is from 2025 that 60 has become more than 600 for sure. And 60 million MSMEs, $1 trillion digital economy by 2026 that we have already achieved. And supply lenses, 215,000 computer graduate students every year India produces. And that is 25% addition to global workforce throughout the globe. 25%, that is a massive number. So I was very excited when I saw this because everybody loves their country, right? But let's be honest, we have been a services country for over a lot of decades. So I will talk about that point. And this is about the GitHub users. And this is from Microsoft. If you look at the stats, India is second to the US. So we have a lot of talent, lot of dedicated people. Any idea in the audience which country has a lot of certified people? It could be any official certification. AWS, Microsoft. Which country has a lot of certified people? Any idea?
China.
Sorry?
China.
It's India. Indians are the highest in the world to own an official certification. So this is the result that we are second to the US and we are ahead of China. And this is on GenAI GitHub project. Again, India is second to the US and we are way ahead of China and other developed countries. So again to the fun part, if your current workforce readiness was a vehicle, which describes best? Please be careful whoever chooses supercars. So how many of you say it's vintage, legacy skills? Nobody? Okay. How many of you say it's a hatchback, basic skills? Few. Thank you for being honest. How many of you say it's SUV, intermediate skills? Fantastic. Supercar? I'm going to click a selfie with you. Okay, see one. So this is not done by my graphic design team. Everybody knows it's AI generated image. When you look at this, what do you remember? So I remember India before we got invaded. Everybody wanted a piece of our land. Everybody knows the history. They came for spices, they came for our talent, they came for our architecture, the design, the civilization. Everybody copied from what we have. We were way ahead of any country in the world. Almost close to 30% or 40% of India's GDP was global GDP, right? Contribution. So we all know what mistakes we did, a lot of challenges we had to face. Did we learn something out of it? And that is what I'm going to talk about. So this was last year, right? The GDP. We were the fourth, largest economy in the world. We were very close to becoming third by beating Germany, and that would have been possible by next year at most. So this is as per last year 2025, and this is what it is currently. So we have dropped down to 6, And everybody knows the reason, it's because of the war. So everybody is getting impacted, and so are we. And in order to get to number one, so what does it take? So this is what it is. So the vision Vikshit Bharat is by 100th year of independence of India, right? We want to be world's number one economy. And is that possible? Highly yes. And is government going to do that? The government is doing a fantastic job. No matter which government is going to be coming in the power, it's not the government. It's the audience in this room and the IT and the innovation that is going to make sure the Vikshit Bharat vision is going to happen. So if you look at this, up to 2 trillion from data and AI innovation. So that is literally half of today's India's overall GDP will be contributed only from data and AI innovation. Just look at the potential. If we ever become a $30 trillion GDP, which I'm very sure that we are in part of that. And pillars to achieve that would be cloud, AI, digital transformation, semiconductor, green energy, etc. So, in order for that to happen, we are a services country. Throughout the globe, we've been recognized only as a services country. Uber, Ola, or any other big Amazon, these are not like out of the mind ideas. But if you look at the brighter side, the top companies in the world are run by Indians. But why couldn't we come up with a very basic or simple idea of Uber? It's because we do not have that innovation opportunity. We have only been servicing for other countries, other customers. We have only been servicing countries. So lastly, for the decade, there are certain innovation hubs from the university side, from the companies. There are a lot of startups. Imagine if we had that culture about 25 years ago. So US has about close to $1 trillion, close to $1 trillion of innovation budget. 30%, that is $300 billion, comes from the government. 700 billion comes from the enterprises, the companies. Do you know about the India's budget for innovation? 33 billion. Imagine 1 trillion and 33 billion. That is the gap we need to fill. So innovation is going to happen only if we have our own innovation hub within the organization. So how many of you actually do certain innovative stuff on GitHub or other platforms using Codex or Claude and other platforms? Please raise your hand. So I see very few. So that is what we need to do. There is no scarcity for talent in India. It's only about our vision and focus is towards catering customer. That customer is based out of India, not within India. So the challenge is, the first one is a good part, right? 65% of the youth are under 35. That is a very fantastic stat. But only 45% are employable from college. 45%. A recent survey showed 25 to 30% of IT grads are jobless. So there is a huge gap in AI, cloud, data, and cybersecurity. 72% of gap in cybersecurity, 28% in data engineering, cloud computing 32%, and AI ML 32%. There is an urgent need to bridge the academy and industry gap. Believe me, the technology is evolving so fast. Within 2 months, there are new updates. Whatever you learned is outdated already. To bring that into university or college syllabus, it's close to impossible. By the time they finish one semester, there is something else in the market. So the gap will be filled by this. The missing link is colleges cannot meet dynamic industry needs. The enterprises must become a learning ecosystem. So traditional L&D is not enough. CXOs must co-own the talent development and business, HR business teams. CXOs must become talent architects, not just technology custodians. So this is the reality. So the college kids are going to learn a lot from you through hands-on, more than a generic pre-recorded videos. How many of your organization have an LMS with all the data like Udemy or YouTube and other stuff? Please raise your hand. Correct. Do you really think for a tech folks like you, a theoretical knowledge is enough, or you need to get your hands dirty by doing hands-on? So there goes the answer. I have met at least 70% of youth who are certified, but when it comes to doing that on a computer, they're stuck. Because getting certified has nothing to do with, hands-on. So the future skill demands is like this. The demand is massive, but I still find a lot of talent acquisition people are not able to find talent because the demand is there, or vice versa. I see college campuses and placement people, there are no much opportunities in the market. There is a huge opportunity in the market because of the gap, because there is scarcity for talent. That is the reason we are not able to fulfill the industry needs. So understanding all these gaps, right, we have designed this capability development framework. Ideally, this is for freshers who has to be get billable. So what we do is, we are going to not provide a generic training, we are going to customize based on 3 important things. Number 1, your domain. Number 2, what are the participants' background? Number 3, why is your organization or the BU head like yourself investing your time and energy and money in training these folks? What is the outcome you're looking for? Only once we understand these 3 things is when we are going to curate the content based on your need and your domain, and then decide on an execution plan by delivering the training both in person as well as live instruction, like online, virtual. And we are going to also make sure it's going to be 80% to 70% hands-on. It's not going to be theoretical, because end of the day, you want your team members to actually work, not just understand. You want them to deliver. And we are going to identify who are those people who are still lagging behind or lacking behind. We are going to give them a complimentary extra session during the weekends so that they're par with other people in the same class. And after completion, each and every individual is going to complete a capstone project. And as a leader, what do you get? You don't get a generic report, 15 people train again. No. You are going to get a special report out of 15 people within your team who got trained, who is ranked 1, 2, 3 till 50. So that is going to give you a clear insight. Who are those top 5 talents who you can rely on or give more tasks or you have to promote? What can you do with the mid 5? It's not always termination the right term or the right thing to do for the bottom 5. You can come up with a plan B for the bottom 5. So you get to know each and every individual, what particular tool is he or she lacking, what are they actually good at, so that you know where exactly or which client you want to deploy these talents to. So that is the leaderboard report that we are going to do. Because everybody has that top 3 clients that you don't want to lose into your competitor's side. So anybody is going to lose them by deploying the wrong resource, or if the client is not satisfied, or you get a huge escalation. So this is how you're going to avoid by getting escalated. So this is an experiential learning. This is ideally for laterals. So this is not going to be a generic training. So we have dealt with a lot of big companies. They come to us. The training is fantastic, but we see a lot of experienced folks not able to clear the client interview. So what we do is we understand not the entire project, what the domain the client belongs to. Let's just take an example, insurance, and then we understand how many people you want to be deployed. Let's say 30 people. So we are going to bifurcate 15 people, if there's batch of 15, in a group of 3, because projects are dealt in groups. And we are going to give them a problem statement. So each group have to present their idea, they have to come up with a solution. Once the mentor agrees, yes, this is the right solution, they'll have to deploy it through hands-on end-to-end. So the mentor is going to assist them whenever they need help. So they are delivering the project end-to-end by themselves. And as a leaderboard, you don't just get which group did well. You're going to get who is good at presenting, who is good at executing, who is very good at hands-on. So that level detail, individual detail, you will have a report. So you exactly know which is the right resource I have to deploy for my top billing clients. So which is the least priority project where I can deploy these other resources. So this is ideally for the laterals. So these are the list of companies that we have delivered this experiential learning. So everybody is talking about GenAI, right? So it's not just IT folks who needs GenAI. Even if it's an intern from a marketing, from finance, from procurement, you name a department, everybody needs GenAI. So this is a persona of training that we have designed and we have delivered. Whether it's a non-tech, whether it's your CXOs who are from non-tech background, whether it's product and delivery managers who are techno-functional people, or a hardcore developer and architect, we design and we are going to execute the training, whether you want Claude, whether you want OpenAI, Codex, it's up to you. We customize and we deliver based on your need and understanding. So the call to action is build a tech-enabled learning growth charter. So not a generic training, Azure developer certification. No, what is the next roadmap? So what is the objective? What exactly do you want these folks to? I know a lot of clients want a certified people. Certification is good. But apart from that, what exactly do you need? So you need to think about that. Make skills and capability development a strategic IT priority. Do not just hand over into L&D, find me a vendor. You have to chase them, ask them, and you need to go back after a quarter. Out of 15 people, I see only 2 people understood the concept. So what kind of training will you guys even do? The remaining 13 people are still clueless. How many of you truly go back to your L&D and fight after a quarter? Please raise your hand. But who is getting impacted the most? It's you guys. Because as per L&D, training ho gaya, the KPI is done. But after a quarter, if you get an escalation, even after the candidate is being trained, who is taking the heat? It's you. So that is my point here. So co-create a Vikshit Bharat Tech Force with strategic partners. So partner with anybody, partner with CloudThat. We'll be more than happy to build a capability for your own organization and for your team. So BU heads must move from managing technology to building tech-ready talent, from one-time training to continuous skilling, from generic role-based certification, from generic to role-based and certification-led training, from classroom to blended lab-based project-driven training, from HR-owned training to tech heads plus L&D co-owning capability building. I truly believe if you guys come together, magic is going to happen. I know it's too much to ask, it's not easy for you to give time. I get it because I've spoken to a lot of CXOs. To get on one call with the vendor, it takes 30 minutes, but that also keeps postponing because you have a lot on your hand. But try it one time because it's your team, end of the day, it's your customer, it's your client. Magics are going to happen. So if you'll have to train 10,000 employees by 2030, I'm curious to know what's your plan. Or if you're curious how we are going to do it, we have a booth here, we have a team, we'll be more than happy to brainstorm and come up with ideas. So lastly, let's build a future-ready India together. So I would love to be connected with all of you. There's my QR. Kindly do send me a LinkedIn request. I would love to be in touch with you guys and exchange ideas. So any questions? Yes, please.
So, on an average, how much time does a professional have to spend on your trainings weekly? Because why I'm asking this question is, let's say somebody takes your course, a manager approves it, they will have to know how much time will a resource not be available and how much time will he be spending on your training course.
Okay. So it depends upon company to company, right? So we do not give you, if you're looking for any training, we will not tell you it's 24 hours. So we design the content. Instead of wasting 24 hours of your time, we have an AI tool. We do pre-assessment. We figure out the candidate already is aware 30%. So we don't want to elongate the training and take more money out of your time. So instead of 24 hours, we propose you this is 16 hours. The candidate is already aware about the prereqs or the basic understanding of this technology. So you decide whether you want to split that to 16 hours into 2 different days, 8 hours, or whether you have priority task with your team. You want to do only 2 hours training a day and do it for the next 8 days. So that flexibility is with you. So like I said, we do not have a menu where you get to choose. We are going to create the menu for you. We are here for the customer. If customer wants 1 hour training a day for the next 16 days, we are fine to deliver. If customer wants, I don't have time, 16 hours, 2 days, finish it off, we are fine by that. I hope I answered it.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other question? Either my presentation was very pathetic or it was very fantastic. Yes, please.
I have one question. So you spoke on hands-on training in terms of setting up a lab and some of the required how is that done in CloudThat?
Okay, so we are authorized partners. So that means we cannot use any other lab like third party and stuff like that because they do not work half of the time and they have only 50% of access to the actual tools. So because we are an authorized partner, we use official labs. So that means you working for a client on an official environment, it's literally going to be the same thing. I hope I answered that question. Thank you. Yes?
Hi, my name is Raj. See, you were talking about training and then you interestingly talked about the innovation, which is out of the box thinking, not just learning what you are taught. So how do you bring the innovation angle in your trainings?
Yeah. So when any company wants to, get past to a customer or a client, the first thing that comes is my team ready? And they're going to put them into training. But after the training, they're going to directly deploy them. Instead, give them a problem statement. Even if it takes about a day time, it is fine. Incentivize them by giving a holiday or a money that's totally up to you as a BU head or a company. ask them to come up with the solution. How many of you actually have leveraged GenAI and asked them to come with some problems, that given them a problem statement, come up with a solution which your organization is actually facing? And have you ever experimented that within your organization? That is how the innovation actually happens. And who is going to reap the result? Not just the person or the team who is doing that innovation, but your own company. Imagine if your team is able to produce some great idea and also happens to execute it. So it is not going outside the company. The credit and benefit will be for you, for your company, and in return, our country, India. So it is not just about training, but also keep giving them some certain challenges. Because how many of you Gen Zs in the room? Please raise your hand. Believe me, I am very jealous of Gen Zs. I envy you guys, because when I had my first mobile, right, I had to get my first salary in 2009. That's when I could afford one. But you guys have cell phones, smartphones when we are even in middle school. Imagine the fast and the pace, the curiosity level are much, much higher. You guys are like double-edged sword. There are certain good and bad, but still, you guys are great, right? Being born in this generation is fantastic. So these guys get bored very easily, Gen Zs. So they want challenges. They thrive for challenges, innovation. They want competition. So we have to leverage that. So that, imagine a bunch of 15 Gen Zs, put them in a room, give them problem statement, say problem statement, come up with a solution. These 5 groups are going to extend shift. They might not extend shift because you want them, because for a client. But for these things, they're going to extend shift. They might even work in the weekends and they're going to bring you magic. So that is how, what I meant is innovation apart from the training. I hope I answered your question, sir. Any other question? Please.
Yeah, so you said that you give trainings and I assume you give certifications also, right? So I wanted to know how widely recognized your certifications are among employer in the IT industry. So, for instance, Coursera is highly renowned and considered into the enterprise.
Okay, that's a fantastic question. So I'm going to rephrase what I said. So we provide training and official certification. So you get CloudThat course completion certificate, that's of no use. Including the Coursera course completion certificate, it's of no use. So you'll have to get Microsoft authorized certificate, like Azure Developer, Azure Architecture, right? Azure Administrator, AWS Architecture. So because we are an authorized training partner, few companies don't have budget for training and certification. So we provide only training. Few companies want training as well as their folks certified. Because we are authorized partner, you get an official certification voucher along with that training. So that not only you get trained, we give you 1 day free preparation session even before you appear for exam. And you get official voucher and you get officially certified. So whichever training you take, if it's aligned towards official certification, we do that. Example, Claude recently announced 3 certifications. We already have a content. We are already training people. So upon completion of the training, we are going to give them an official voucher. So they're going to appear for an exam. And they get certification not from CloudThat, but directly from Anthropic Cloud. I hope I answered your question. Any other questions? Fantastic. So thank you so much for your patience and time. I hope my presentation was informative. And my team and myself will be here. I would love to have discussion with you and understand your challenges and pain points. And we'd love to fill in that gap. Thank you again.
Great. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. Now I would like to call upon stage Mr. Vamishi Moretti, Director of Engineering from Target, to felicitate Trishul.